Thanks for joining this practice today. My name is Vanessa and I'm from the Yogi Moksha channel. We're going to start our class today by lying down in our Shavasana posture. So coming to lie on your back. If you're at home, you may like to take a bolster under the knees or a blanket under the head. Finding a comfortable position and then closing the eyes. Let your body settle here. Invite yourself to relax. Notice your natural breath as it flows in and out of the body. Just inhaling and exhaling. Our practice today will be focused on the water element. In traditional Chinese medicine, the meridians associated with the water element are the urinary bladder and kidney meridians. The postures we'll be working through today will help to ensure a healthy flow of qi through these meridians, supporting the harmonisation of the water element. The water element governs the functions of water metabolism, reproduction, emotional maturation, physical development, sexual organ function, longevity, and bone strength. So starting to take a few deeper breaths now. Deep breath in, long sigh out. Just allowing the body to relax and center for a few minutes before we get ready to begin our practice. If you find yourself becoming distracted by thoughts, just remembering to bring the attention back to the breath, focusing on your inhale and your exhale. Inhale, exhale. Starting to get ready to move now, bringing your attention back to the physical body, back to the space that you're in. Perhaps taking a deeper breath. And then, as you're ready, gently opening the eyes, preparing to move into our first posture. We're going to come into a child's pose. So gently rolling over, coming into your child's pose. Legs can be together or apart. Arms can be out in front or down by your sides. Allow your back to round here as you bring your body down over your legs. You could choose to support your head if you wish. Just settling into a comfortable child's pose position of your choice. So in this posture, we are working the urinary bladder meridian. This meridian is the longest meridian in the body, starting from the inner corner of the eyes, running up and over the forehead, over the back of the head, down the back of the neck, down the back on either side of the spine, and all the way down the back of the legs to the ankles, along the outside of the foot to the little toe. So in our child's pose position here with the neck forward and the back rounded, we are stretching through the top portion of this meridian pathway. As I mentioned, we're working with the water element, and some of the ways we can ensure harmonisation of the water element are to rest, replenish and relax. So in our practice today, we will be holding the postures for a little longer and taking longer periods of rest between the postures, and also in our shavasana at the end. Remembering to breathe here as you relax in this child's pose. Allowing the muscles, connective tissues, right down the backside of the body to relax, release. Moving slowly now, we're going to push back up, coming out of the posture. And just return to lying on your back for the rebound. Most of our rebounds in this practice will be 2 minutes. So enough time for you to lie back, settle, relax, and just start to notice the effects of the posture on your body. Getting ready to move again now, slowly bringing some awareness back to your body, gently pushing back up. Going to come to a seated position, bringing the legs straight out in front. Legs can be together or hip width apart, or even further if that's more comfortable for you. And then as you're ready, rounding through the back, you're going to bring your body down over your legs into a caterpillar pose. Some people like to support their heads in this position with their hands or a block or a bolster, and you can certainly do that if you wish. You could also choose to keep a slight bend in the knees if you're finding that there's too much stress in the back of the hamstrings, or if you're having difficulty folding forward. And sometimes sitting on the edge of something such as a folded blanket or a low block can also help. So just sinking into your caterpillar pose, folded forward over the legs. This posture also works the bladder meridian. This time, not only stretching the back of the neck and the back of the body, we're also stretching the back of the legs. The reason we might choose to work on our water element is because it can become weakened through poor diet and lifestyle choices. Burning the candle at both ends can certainly put us in a state of disharmonisation around our water element. According to traditional Chinese medicine, we have a store of kidney jing, or essence, which is inherited from our parents, and that can become depleted but not replenished. So it's important to minimise depletion by eating healthy foods and taking adequate rest. So really settling into the pose now, making any adjustments that you might need. We'll be holding here for another 3 minutes or so. And again, moving slowly, we're going to come out of this posture, rolling back up, and just returning to lying on your back for the rebound. Enjoying the sensations you're feeling in your body right now, having stretched pretty much the whole length of the urinary bladder meridian line, from the top of the head right down to the ankles. So moving slowly now, pushing back up and coming to an all fours position. We're going to be coming into the sleeping swan posture. So start by bringing your left leg forward, bending at the knee. Right leg comes straight back behind you. Left foot can be parallel with the front edge of the mat or closer down towards your hip. And then hips lower towards the mat. And if you feel comfortable, body can come forward, folding over the front leg. Some people like to put a block under one hip to minimize the roll either to the left or the right side. So you could try that if you wish. Our intention in this pose is to feel a stretch in the left glute and outer hip. If you're experiencing any pain in the front knee, then this pose may not be for you, in which case you could flip onto your back and just bring your leg up into a figure 4 stretch. You'll still be getting that same stretch along the outside of the glute. Again, in this posture, we're targeting the urinary bladder meridian, running down the back of the glutes and the back of the legs. So settling into your position and becoming still, allowing the body to relax, releasing any tension. Allowing the muscles to relax. Perhaps breathing into the backside of the body. Getting ready to move now. We're going to push back up. Again, coming to all fours, or you might like to transition through a downward dog pose. And then bringing the right leg forward this time. Foot and ankle could be parallel with the front end edge of the mat, or further down towards your hip, depending on what feels right for your body. Left leg is back, straight behind you, hips lowered towards the mat. And if you can, bringing the body forward, torso towards the floor. You may not be folded as far forward as I'm demonstrating here if you're resting on your hands or a block or maybe a bolster. That's perfectly fine. The intention of the pose is to feel a stretch through the glute and the outer hip. So as long as you're feeling this, then you're doing the posture right. Often one side can feel quite different to the other side, so if you're experiencing a lot of pain in the bent knee here, then remember you can always flip onto your back for a figure 4 stretch. Either way, once you've found your position, allow the body to relax. Breathing into any tension you may be feeling in the glutes and outer hip. And allowing yourself to just sink into this pose. Working the back of the glutes, back of the legs. Now urinary bladder meridian. Pushing back up slowly now. Coming out of the pose, we're going to come to lying on our front for our next rebound. So just taking a comfortable position, lying on your belly. Head may be supported in your hands or on your arms, or perhaps turned to one side or the other. Again, we're in this rebound for about 2 minutes. So just relaxing here, noticing any sensations you may be feeling following our last posture. Gently, slowly, as you're ready, we're going to push up onto our forearms here into our Sphinx pose. So elbows are roughly under our shoulders, hands may be forward, palms facing down or clasped in front as I'm showing. Or you may choose to take hold of opposite elbows. Feeling a light stretch up the front side of the body here and perhaps some compression into the lower back. Head may be forward or dropped down. Just finding what is most comfortable for you today. You could choose to adjust the width of your legs here. That will certainly make a difference on the compression that you're feeling in your lower spine. So just experiment a little. Find a position that you can comfortably hold. Some people choose to put a bolster under the chest to take a little bit of weight out of the pose. Others choose to put it under their forearms to lift the body a little higher to gain a little more stretch. In this posture, we're working the kidney meridian. The kidney meridian starts at the little toe, crosses under the sole of the foot to the inner ankle. It then runs up the inner leg to the inside of the crease at the back of the knee before travelling up the inside of the thigh to the pubic bone, up the front of the stomach and chest to the lower side of the collarbone. When we're experiencing weakness in our water element, some of the symptoms we may see can include a low sex drive or sexual dysfunction, low back pain, fatigue, incontinence, insomnia, and spontaneous sweating. I'm going to slowly lower down now, returning to another rebound on the front. Just releasing any tension from the lower back. Letting go of that stretch up the front side of the body. Breathing naturally as we relax into our rebound. Getting ready to move again now. We're going to push back up. You could choose to take the same position again, the Sphinx. Or this time you could push up to support yourself with your hands into our seal position. This will intensify the stretch up the front side of the body, and you will again certainly feel some compression in your lower back. Remembering that adjusting the width of your legs here can adjust that compression that you're feeling. And again, another option is to use the bolster either under the chest or to rest the elbows on. We'll only be holding this posture for 3 minutes this time. But if at any stage you find the position is too much for you, you can always lower back down to the Sphinx pose or simply come right down into your rebound. Other symptoms experienced when there is weakness in the water element can include feelings of fear or a lack of willpower, having issues with memory or difficulty in thinking clearly, dizziness and hearing problems. So just holding here in your seal pose if you're in the full expression of the pose for a little longer now. Remembering to breathe, inhaling and exhaling. And moving slowly, we're going to come back down out of the position now, lowering yourself gently back to the mat, allowing your body to rest after this strong posture. So starting to move again, pushing back up. This time we're going to come onto our knees. We're going to be coming into the saddle pose, so you could choose to sit on your feet or between your feet here. If you're not familiar with saddle, then it may be useful to have a bolster behind you that you can lean back over. Once you're ready, we're just going to allow the body to come backwards, either over the bolster or perhaps resting on your elbows initially. If you're comfortable here or familiar with the saddle pose, then you could choose to come all the way back to lying on the mat. Arms could be by your side or up above your head. In this posture, we'll be feeling a stretch from the front of the thighs all the way up the front side of the body. Again, we're working the kidney meridian here. So stretching that front side of the body, the pathway of the kidney meridian. And as I mentioned earlier in our practice today, some of the ways we can bring harmony to the water element are to ensure we get enough rest and relaxation. Practices such as yoga, qigong, tai chi, and meditation can really help with this. Chinese medicine practitioners would also suggest ensuring your lower back is covered and warm, wearing socks for cold feet, and avoiding cold or raw foods. If you feel your water element is out of harmony or out of balance, then try to take more cooked foods, adding warming spices such as chili, garlic, ginger and cinnamon. So while you're in your saddle pose, if at any time this posture becomes too intense, then simply rolling to one side, allowing the feet to come out, come back to lying on your back. But if you're comfortable here, we'll be holding this posture for just a little longer before we move into our final pose of Shavasana. So if you're still in the saddle pose, unfolding the legs or pushing yourself back up and then coming to lie flat on your back. We're coming into our Shavasana now. We will have a longer time in this pose today, so make sure you're warm enough. If you need to, you could put on socks, jumpers, cover yourself with a blanket if necessary. And then settle your body back and allow yourself to relax. Lying in a comfortable position, arms and legs, comfortable distance away from the body. Start by relaxing your feet. Allow the feet, the toes, the ankles to relax. Relax your legs. Relax your hips. Relax your torso. Allow your arms and hands to completely relax. Relax your shoulders. Let go of any tension in the shoulders. Relax your neck and your head. Let go of any remaining tension in your body. Deep breath in. Long breath out. During our practice today, we have used postures which stretch the pathways of the urinary bladder and kidney meridians to help remove any stagnation or blockages in those energy pathways, restore a healthy flow of chi, and support harmonisation of the water element. Take your attention now to the urinary bladder meridian. In your mind, tracing a line from the inner corner of the eyes, up and over the forehead, over the back of the head, down the back of the neck, drawing down the back on either side of the spine, all the way down the back of the legs to the ankle, then along the outside of the foot to the little toe. What sensations are you noticing here? Moving your attention now to the kidney meridian, tracing an imaginary line from the little toe, under the sole of the foot to the inner ankle, up the inner leg to the inside of the crease at the back of the knee, up the inside of the thigh, up to the pubic bone and up the front of the stomach to the chest, ending just below the inner side of the collarbone. What do you notice here? Our water element governs the emotion of fear. When it is out of balance, we can feel fearful. When it is out of balance, we can feel fearful, lack trust in others, and be prone to procrastination. When the water balance is in harmony, we will feel wise, open, and philosophical. We'll be bringing this practice to a close now, but if you wish to remain in your Shavasana for longer, then please feel free to do so. If you're ready to move, then just very slowly, gently, coming back to your body, Start by bringing some gentle movements to the body, wiggling the fingers or toes, maybe pulling your knees into the chest or taking a big stretch. And when you're ready, begin your journey back to seated and slowly open your eyes. I hope you've enjoyed this water element practice. If you do enjoy our practices, then please hit the subscribe button, like our videos, leave us a comment. We love to hear your feedback. And we hope that you'll practice some more videos with us soon. Namaste.